When you write music, it's very difficult to write something hopeful if you feel really depressed. So you have to get in tune with how you feel, and you have to be in a good place when you write music for a living. Okay. That sounds really good. My name is Jesper Kyd. I'm a Danish composer living in Los Angeles. When I was a teenager, I started a game company with my friends. We were in the European demo scene, which is a place where you show off your programming, graphic, and music skills, and you create this music video with computers. We used Amiga computers back then. Our demos got really popular, and we were thinking, how can we keep doing this for a living? How can I keep making music? We were all thinking these ways, so starting a game company really was the way to legitimize what we were doing. Our first game got sold to Sega, and that's how it all started. I was making music for video games since I've been a teenager, and I basically grew up in the game industry. Sometimes when I start a new track, it's well, first of all, it's almost always different. Sometimes I can find myself sitting down at the keyboard or piano or synthesizer and just start from there, and you can sit there long enough that stuff starts to happen. This is not the easiest way to do it, because you're basically sitting there looking for something. I'd like to say that I get the ideas and then sit down and write it. And that happens also. And that is an easier way to do it. But I think the key is that you don't give up, you keep trying, and also know when to stop forcing it. If you really don't want to write music at this moment, go on a hike or do something. Don't push yourself to a place where you're going to get unhappy. You got to keep reminding yourself that it's a privilege to be writing music for a living. And then, all right, I was about to speak Danish there. Yeah, this sounds pretty cool. I'm gonna track this and lay this down in audio. Then I'm gonna put the TC 1210 on it again. Yeah, I really like the widening in that. It's much easier to get your music to fit together. And the TC 1210 is my favorite spatial plugin. I use it all the time. When you do music for video games and films, you are expected to write a ton of music. Games have 3-4 hour scores, and you have to find a rhythm, and you have to get on that train in order to deliver that much music. You can't take 6 months and write a song. That's not the world that I live in. I have to constantly deliver. That's why it's so important to really get to know yourself and your mind, your head space, so you can always just know when to write and know when to take a break. What else can we try? We can try and run like a step sequence from one of the old analogs. Okay, so whenever you go with these old keyboards and this old technology, you never quite know what's going to happen. So let's see what happens. Oh, that's interesting. Huh. The wildest achievement would be probably being part of the first Assassin's Creed game. I always look at Assassin's Creed like one of the few truly next-generation games. Making that game with the team was really special. I don't think we knew what we had. I think we knew we had something very special. Everybody knows Assassin's Creed these days. We have a world symphonic tour. There's movies, there's TV shows, there's all these things that's being made now, and it's just really wild to think about how we started with that game, and where it's gone and where it's still yet to go. Aha, I gotta select that one. That delay from the strings sounds pretty good on this too, actually. I think I just want to record that. This part right here is interesting. Yeah, I can see there's like a track forming here. I do play video games. I think it's very important for someone who works in the video game industry to play the games. You don't have to, but I find it inspiring, and I find it gives me a lot of different ideas I wouldn't get if I just watched someone play it, or if I just didn't even play them. As a gamer myself, I'm always thinking about the ultimate music thing to happen here, and how can we change those expectations so I give you something surprising. That's, as a gamer, is my favorite part of playing games, is when the atmosphere and the music and the game does something surprising. So that's something that I'm really committed to, and there's a lot of focus on that from my side. Anyway, that's certainly a very interesting machine. It gives me a lot of ideas when I'm making music. I can already tell it's sending the music in different directions, and that's really, I think, the best you can ask for with these pedals, is that it inspires you. Thanks guys for listening. I had a lot of fun playing around with this 2290 pedal. Hope you enjoyed hanging out with me. Thanks.